Royalton Corporation is proud to continue to invest in educational opportunities through our sponsorship of Academic Challenge. Nordson is a global leader in precision technology solutions with a long and proud history of giving back to the communities where we live and work. Each year, we donate 5% of our U.S. pre-tax profits to charitable endeavors, prioritizing programs that support STEM education, human welfare, and arts and culture. To date, Nordson and the Nordson Corporation Foundation have donated nearly $173 million to charities, awarded $7.5 million in scholarships, and our employees have logged more than 117,000 volunteer hours. Thank you for watching Academic Challenge. Best of luck to all the participants.
This week, teams from
Lakewood, Royalton, West Holmes.
Oh, they meet this morning on the Nordson Academic Challenge. Yeah. Here we go, everybody. Good morning. Welcome. I'm Rob Powers. We're so glad you could be with us today. The challenge of the show, very simple. For the next 30 minutes, 3 teams will be tested on their knowledge of subjects like math, science, history, a few others as well. So one more time, let's hear it for our teams from Lakewood, North Royalton, and West Holmes. Today's winner will be the team with the highest point total at the end of the game. Here are the standings right now as of today. These are the scores to beat to be one of this season's 3 highest scoring teams. Those 3 schools will then be back to play in our 56th championship game for the chance to win a top prize, $6,000 in grant money for their school, awarded by our friends at Nordson. All right, we're going to get things started here with the lightning round, as we do every Saturday morning. All 3 teams will compete in this round. I'll ask 10 questions that all have a common theme. We award 20 points for a correct answer. We subtract 20 points for an incorrect or no answer. Let's start every team here with 100 points. Everybody set? Hope you like animals. This round is all about dogs and things associated with dogs. Got it? This Disney dog shares its name with a former planet. Lakewood.
Pluto.
That is correct. This dog is Charlie Brown's pet in Peanuts, West Holmes.
Snoopy.
That is correct. These Spanish islands are named for the Latin word for dogs. Royalton.
Perro.
Canaries, the Canary Islands. This 3-headed dog guarded Hades. Lakewood.
Cerberus.
Cerberus is correct. This 3-headed dog was owned by Rubius. Hagrid. Lakewood.
Snuffles.
Fluffy. Fluffy's the answer. Dingoes are wild dogs native to this smallest Royalton.
Australia.
That is correct. Lua was the pet dog of this Scottish poet who wrote Auld Lang Syne. Answer is Robert Burns. In The Call of the Wild, this dog joins a wolf pack. Royalton.
Whitefang.
Buck. Buck did. This tiny dog shares its name with a Mexican state. Lakewood.
Chihuahua.
Chihuahua is correct. Joining us for our final question in this round is the digital marketing coordinator of the Great Lakes Science Center. Here's Jordan Coleman.
Expected to continue to be the brightest star in the night sky for the next 210,000 years is this dog star.
The dog star is? Answer? Sirius. That's the end of that round, and we move on. That's how we get it started. We'll be back with the second round of today's big game after a quick timeout. Welcome back to the Nordson Academic Challenge. If you'd like any information about any of the schools that appear this season, scan that QR code you see in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. That code takes you to the news5cleveland.com Academic Challenge page. We have links for all of this season's schools' websites right there for you. Okay, time now for Hot Picks. One at a time, I ask each team 8 questions selected by the captain of another team. A correct answer here worth 20 points. There's no penalty for a wrong answer. Any team answering all 8 questions correctly will receive 25 bonus points. But before we get to the questions and the answers, let's meet our players. We start with Lakewood. We start with Alessio. Tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm Alessio. I'm a junior in high school. I love to play bassoon, and I want to shout out our teammate Shannon in the audience and my mom and sister for coming.
There you go. Welcome this morning. Domenico, you're up.
Hi, my name is Dom, and I would like to shout out our advisors and parents who brought us here.
Thank you very much for being here. Hi, Nicholas.
Hi, my name is Nick, and I really love Symphonic Mixed Choir, and I'd like to thank Channel 5.
We'd like to thank you. Thank you for remembering us. I'm just kidding. Thanks, Lakewood. Thanks for being here. For your questions, Albert, captain of North Royalton, open board, 1, 2, 3, or 4?
I'm going to go 3.
3, you got it. Okay, Lakewood, These questions are all yours. All set? Here we go. In 1885, New York established a state park adjoining what large waterfall between Lake Erie and Lake Ontario?
Niagara Falls.
That is correct. During the World War II Battle of the Coral Sea, the U.S. lost an aircraft carrier named for what Revolutionary War battle historically linked to Concord?
Lexington.
That is correct. In 1975, the Supreme Court ruled that women could no longer be automatically excused from serving on what courtroom panel?
A jury. Yeah. A jury.
That is correct. Let's go to the monitor. Here's your science question. Which of these bones forms a portion of the human skull?
Tarsal.
Parietal. Sorry about that. We move on. One unusual book chronicles 200 years in the history of a single house built on the banks of what river that flows through London?
The Thames.
That is correct. Although they were once famous for their dictionary, what German brothers are better known today for their collection of fairy tales?
The Brothers Grimm.
That is correct. Back to the monitor. Here's your math question. Reduce this fraction to lowest terms, giving your answer as an integer.
4.
That is correct. The Great Cathedral in Mexico City was begun by order of what Spanish king, who also sunk a lot of money into the Armada?
I believe that. Philip II.
Philip II is correct. Way to go, Lakewood. Nice round. There we go. That gets us over to North Royalton. Albert, you are the captain of North Royalton. Congratulations on that. Tell us about yourself.
I'm Albert. I'm a junior at North Royalton. I'm a squad leader in a marching band, and I'm on the varsity swim team.
There you go. Welcome this morning. Hi, Colin.
Hi, I'm Colin. I'm a junior. I'm in our school's cross-country team and band. I would like to thank my parents and our wonderful principal, Mrs. Hubble.
There you go. That'll pay off on Monday. Hi, Millen.
Hi, I'm Millen. I'm a junior at North Royalton High School. I'm a varsity swimmer, and I'm the field commander in the band.
There you go. Welcome to all three of you this morning for your questions, North Royalton. Johnny, West Holmes captain, 1, 2, or 4?
Let's go number 1.
You got it. All right, North Royalton, these are all for you. All set? Here we go. Romantics should be pleased to know that George Washington usually wore around his neck a small portrait of his wife, a woman with what first name?
Martha?
That is correct. By what man-made device were Greek soldiers able to sneak into the ancient city of Troy and then open the gates to their own army?
Trojan horse?
That is correct. In 1999, a fantastic 100-foot-high waterfall was discovered in what mountainous Asian region, traditional home of the Dalai Lama? Answer?
Tibet?
That is correct. Let's go to the monitor. Here is your science question. A flavor not commonly recognized by the sense of taste is which of these?
Alkaline?
That is it. It was almost 40 years ago that a devastating explosion destroyed what nuclear power plant in Ukraine?
Chernobyl?
That is correct. For some reason, Shakespeare mentions 64 different animals in this tragedy about what elderly king mistreated by his ungrateful daughters, Goneril and Regan?
King Lear?
That is correct. Let's go to the monitor. Here's your math question. Of these three choices, which one represents the largest number? Answer?
C.
That is correct. And that was big. This is for the bonus points. Had U.S. Supreme Court Justice Joseph Story told stories of his early years on the bench, he'd no doubt mention what fourth Chief Justice then on the court? Answer?
Reuben Baker?
John Marshall is the answer there. Sorry, guys, but nice round. There you go. Okay, our third team today comes to us from West Holmes. Welcome. Johnny, you're the captain. Tell us about yourself.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Johnny, as you just said. I really enjoy the marching band. I enjoy doing my own guitar gigs and singing, stuff like that.
There you go. Welcome this morning. Hi, Keaton.
Hi, I'm a freshman at West Holmes. I love history, and shout out to Mr. Torgler.
There you go. Welcome this morning. Hi, Lily.
Hi, I'm Lily. I'm a sophomore at West Holmes. I raise animals in my county 4-H, and I would like to give a big thank you to my biology teacher.
There you go. I want to thank all 9 of you for being here today. Thank you so much for giving up your time to come to our little program. We appreciate it so much. For your questions, West Holmes, we come back to Alessio, the captain from Lakewood. 2 or 4?
How about 2?
You got it. All right, West Holmes, this is all for you. All set? Here we go. A 16th century Chinese inventor died when he sat in a chair attached to 47 rockets and set them off in an attempt to reach what Earth satellite where there's now a crater named for him?
The moon?
Of course it is. Because its front legs are folded as if in prayer, what insect has the word praying as part of its name?
The praying mantis.
That is correct. 1787 was the year of the Constitution and of what ordinance that guided formation of states above the Ohio River?
The North Ohio Ordinance.
The Northwest Ordinance. Sorry about that. That's okay. Let's go to the monitor. Here's your science question. Which of these terms refers to the fluid part of your blood which remains when the cells have been removed?
Plasma.
That is correct. The establishment of a medical school was one project of what 18th century woman who became ruler of Russia and was called the Great?
Catherine the Great.
More specific. Catherine
the Second.
That is correct. Instead of science fiction, the term scientific romance was used by what writer for his novel, The War of the Worlds?
Dr. Seuss.
H.G. Wells. Let's go back to the monitor. Here's your math question. We ask you to solve for X. Answer?
3.
10. 10's the answer. The only time U.S. forces faced an amphibious assault by American Indians was in 1840, when Navy ships were hemmed in by canoes carrying men of what tribe based in Florida? Answer?
Cereal.
The Seminole tribe. That's all right. Hey, everybody, nice round. We've got a game. We'll be back with more academic excitement right after this.
6:30.
Welcome back to the Nordson Academic Challenge. Joining us courtesy of our friends at Cuyahoga Community College, it's Dr. Kip Kurtz, adjunct faculty in religious studies at Tri-C. Thank you so much for being with us. Great to see you. Before we get going with our game here, let's take a look at the scores so far. Third place, 200 points, West Holmes. Second place, 220, North Royalton. First place, right now, 280 points, it's Lakewood. Hold on, it's a tight game. Time now for our Picture Perfect round. All 3 teams compete in this round. I ask 8 questions, all of which have some kind of visual element. For every correct answer, we award 20 points, but for a wrong answer or no answer, we take away 20 points. Hands on the buzzers, eyes on the big monitor, all set? Here we go. This is one of the many paintings decorating what underground chambers built beneath Rome as burial places for early Christians. North Royalton.
Catacombs?
That is correct. Every sailor knew it was dangerous to be caught in a storm near what South American cape, the southernmost point of that continent? Answer is Cape Horn. To name one of the ingredients cooked up by the witches in Macbeth, fill in the blank here with what fierce wild canine of the genus Lupus? Lakewood.
Wolf.
Wolf is correct. Simplify this expression, giving your answer as an integer. Answer? Yeah, me neither. 1 is the answer. This scene is from what famous 230-foot-long embroidered work chronicling the Norman conquest of England? North Royalton.
The Bayeux Tapestry.
That is correct. Apparently oblivious to the cold, this is what kind of Canadian wildcat whose 4-letter name ends in the letter X? West Holmes.
Lynx.
That is correct. Looking quite stern here is what 16th century Russian czar nicknamed the Terrible? Lakewood.
Ivan.
That is correct. In this October 2024 issue of Cleveland Magazine is an article about the old Richfield Coliseum, not to be confused with the Roman Coliseum, still considered, by the way, to be the largest of this type of arena in the world. North Royalton.
Basketball arena?
Amphitheater. Amphitheater. That's right. And that's the end of our round, though. Nice job, everybody. Don't go anywhere. We're going to mix it up one more time right after this. All right, let's say hello to our team advisors today. From Lakewood, it's Autumn Saban, and look who's with her. It's team captain Shannon Katzenberger. From North Royalton, Matt Fish is here. Matt, great to see you again. And Lisa Lang is here from West Holmes. Thank you so much for being here. It's a year-round job right there, getting these kids ready. Time for us now to mix it up. One at a time, I ask each team 6 questions. A correct response here is worth 20 points. There's no penalty for a wrong answer. Any team answering all 6 questions correctly in this round will receive 25 bonus points. Lakewood, you are up first. All set? Here we go. Hidden in this phrase is the name of what cabinet department concerned with both fossil fuels and nuclear power plants?
Energy.
That is correct. Which of these words best describes someone who is perplexed?
Puzzled.
That is correct. Fill in the blanks here. You will name what mythical maze where the Minotaur was kept.
The labyrinth.
That is correct. Your mom may be a math expert, but rearrange the letters here to name what extinct woolly animal, a forerunner of the modern elephant.
A mammoth.
That is correct. These 3 Americans, all born in February, but in different centuries. Arrange them in correct chronological order.
Yeah. Aaron Burr, Babe Ruth, and then Steve Jobs.
That is correct. That was big. This is for the bonus points. This statement was considered atheistic when it was written by what 18th century pamphleteer, the author of Common Sense?
Thomas Paine.
Thomas Paine is correct for the bonus points. Ah, all right. There we go. Now we're moving. North Royalton, your turn. Set?
Yep.
Here we go. You will have an advantage if you find the hidden name of what heavy metallic element whose symbol is PB.
Lead.
That is correct. A long-winded speaker who used many words could be described with which of these adjectives?
Verbose.
That is correct. Fill in the blanks here to name what Central Asian sea, often called the world's largest lake.
Caspian.
That is correct. Rearrange the letters in this fishy phrase to name what chain of islands that extends 1,200 miles from Alaska.
Aleutian.
That is correct. These 3 phenomena captured public attention in different decades. Arrange them in chronological order.
Prohibition, hippies, cyberspace.
That is correct. That was big. This is for the bonus points. These were the words of what abolitionist who was executed for leading the 1859 raid on Harper's Ferry?
John Brown.
John Brown is correct for the bonus points. There we go. 2 for 2. All right. West Holmes, it's that easy. Here we go. Forget decor and see if you can find in this sentence the name of what part of the eye, the transparent covering of the pupil.
Cornea.
That is correct. Of one scientist, if one scientist were to corroborate another's findings, he would be taking which of these actions? Answer?
Confirming them.
Confirming them is correct. All the vowels are missing here from the name of what sea that separates Italy from the Balkan Peninsula.
The Adriatic.
That is correct. Rearrange the letters in this phrase to name what branch of science that focuses on the properties of elements. Answer?
No answer.
Is chemistry. Chemistry is the answer. Here are 3 cabinet departments. Arrange them in chronological order according to the dates they were created.
State, Transportation, Interior.
State, Interior, then Transportation. These are the words of what man who pushed a lot of people around as the first head of the Soviet Union?
Lenin.
Lenin's correct. Nice round, everybody. That's it. That's the end of that round. We'll be back with our final and deciding grab bag round. It's coming up right after this. Let's go. Time for the grab bag round now. All 3 teams compete in this round. I ask as many questions as I can. We award 30 points for a correct answer. You will lose 30 points for a wrong or no answer in this round. It's a big round. All set, hands on the buzzers, eyes on the monitor when we need it. Here we go. Only about 5 bicycles remain of the 300 bikes built in the Dayton, Ohio bicycle shop of what brothers who are better North Royalton?
Wright brothers.
That is correct. The city of Venice is known for flocks of what birds that carried messages during World War I? North Royalton.
Pigeons.
That is correct. Before opposing each other in the Civil War, Abraham Lincoln and Jefferson Davis had fought on the same side in what 1832 war, named for a Native American chief? Answer is the Black Hawk War. This painting is titled The Judgment of what man? North Royalton.
Paris.
That is correct. A beaver dam long enough to be seen from space has been spotted in what Canadian province, whose name begins and ends with the letter A? North Royalton.
Alberta.
That is correct. Giving you your answer in degrees. How big is an angle which is 1/2 its supplement? North Royalton.
90.
60 degrees, 60. When Oliver Cromwell ruled England, his foreign correspondence was handled by what man, better known for writing Paradise Lost? North Royalton.
Milton.
John Milton is correct. This is the way one prime minister from Britain described what small Middle East country ruled from the city of Amman. Lakewood.
Churchill.
Jordan. Jordan is the answer there. We go right to the scores. That's our buzzer. What a game this morning. 300 points. Third place, West Holmes. Second place, 435 points. It's Lakewood. And the winner of today's academic challenge with 505 points is the team from North Royalton. Good job, everybody. Be sure to join us next time. We'll feature teams from Barberton, Kenston, and Minerva. Thanks for watching this one. I'm Rob Powers. Study hard. We'll see you right back here next week.